What's important when you're planning an event to make sure that you have an impact and really break through all the clutter that's in the industry is you have to build a story. So for instance, when we worked with our client Southwest Airlines and Imagine Dragons, it was about finding an authentic connection between the artist and the brand and telling that story and then taking consumers along for the ride. So when we launched Smoke and Mirrors along with Southwest Airlines right before it debuted #1 earlier in 2015, we took consumers back to the original clubs where Imagine Dragons originally broke. And then on one special flight between Las Vegas and Atlanta, Georgia, fans were surprised by Imagine Dragons taking that flight and doing a performance in air. I think the keys to a successful program is really pushing the envelope. If you look at sponsorships 10 years ago, it was a $500 million industry, and now today, according to IAG, it's a $1.4 billion industry. So every day we have to be more and more creative. So whether it's utilizing new technologies like virtual reality, or whether it's figuring out ways that we can do social media gaming, we have to continue to come up with creative ways to connect artists and brands. Technology is very important when you're planning a program between an artist and a brand. And fortunately, over the past few years, we've seen some unbelievable breakthroughs. If you look at RFID bracelets, it's a way that consumers can interact with the brand in a meaningful way pre, during, and post-event. And so that's a way really that brands can connect with consumers and bring value to them even after the program is over. My advice to emerging managers and emerging artists is find your voice. You have to build a story. You have to figure out, how am I going to show people, not just tell people, but show people what I believe in, what's important to me. So whether it's something as simple as saying, I'm going to connect with a brand from my hometown, I'm going to connect with a brand that has the same philanthropic ideas and love and interests that I have, you have to find that story, and you have to find a way in order to find that authentic connection with the brand. People ask me, oh so many times, what I want my legacy to be. And after 21 years in the music industry, and after getting married 3 years ago, and now being the proud stepmother of an 8 and 11-year-old, it's very important for me to show not only my stepdaughters, but all women in the industry that you can do anything. You can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. And unfortunately, there's going to be instances where you fall down, and you have to learn to fail forward. Before I give advice on what's important to be a leader as a woman in pretty much any industry, I'm going to quote my favorite line from Madeleine Albright. There's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women. If you think you can be successful in any industry today and not help the women of tomorrow and not respect the women of yesterday, you're never going to get anywhere. In order to be a leader in the industry, you have to be willing to take risks. 6 years ago, I packed up a truck with my 2 dogs, Maddie and Boots, and drove in the snow in the 9-degree weather from Nashville, Tennessee to New York City because I had a vision. I had a vision that if my company, Mac Presents, was going to go to the next level after being in business for 5 years, I needed to move to where the action was in branding and sponsorships. And boy, am I happy I did. So don't be afraid, because what's the worst thing that can happen? You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you move forward. In order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to build your network. You have to build your database. I have binders of the business cards of every person I've met in the past 21 years. And yes, I'm a Southern Belle debutante from Nashville, Tennessee, but my grandmother raised me well and she taught me to write thank you notes. So anytime I meet someone, I send a little note to them. If I read an article or an accolade or an award that they've recently received, I send them a note. Congratulations, hope to see you soon. XX Marcie. Make it personal, make them remember you. And just remember that it's not always about reaching out to someone when you need something. Sometimes it's about reaching out to someone just to say congrats. You can get involved in the music industry, but you have to start early, and you need to do as many internships as you possibly can in college. It is the key to success. It is the key to getting hired, and it is the key to getting noticed in a flood of resumes that come into music industry agencies every day. So again, make your mark, build your network, reach out to anyone that you have ever met and see if they will champion you, because you need to find a mentor and you need to find a champion. What I wish I could have told my 20-year-old self is, don't take everything so personally. The music industry is cruel. Sometimes it's very lonely. But there's also some unbelievable opportunities, and especially now for women. There's so many women, from Cara Lewis to Marcie that have really broken the glass ceiling. So don't be afraid to take a risk and to become a successful executive in the music industry.